Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Dane, your host. Hope you're doing great wherever you may find yourselves. Blessings to all, and welcome to another episode where I revisit a album from a band or artist that, for me personally, I always thought was subpar, somewhere in between fair or mediocre and atrocious, or I revisit an album that, from a consensus point of view, many people have regarded somewhere in between mediocre or fair and atrocious, or a combination of those where it's both me and a consensus agree that it's somewhere in between mediocre or fair and just god-awful. Today I'm talking about Van Halen's Diver Down and ask the question, is it that bad? So let's get started. First track, Where Have All the Good Times Gone? Have a fabulous intro here. You listen to it, it sounds like a Van Halen song should sound. If you didn't know it was a Kinks cover, hey, has all the hallmarks of what a Van Halen song should sound like. But we know it's a Kinks cover. I know it's a Kinks cover. You know it's a Kinks cover. I can't speak for others, but even though I know it's a Kinks cover, it's still great. It has all the hallmarks, as I said, of a Van Halen track, and despite the fact that it's a cover song, it still works. Van Halen takes another person's, another band's, another artist's song and makes it their own, and it so works. Has great energy, great chorus, nice harmony, sounds ironically like a party song because it's upbeat, right? But the lyrics are reminiscing about, hey, what happened? What happened to all these good times, right? The guitar sounds great. Eddie's doing a marvelous job here, go figure, and there's some cool stuff in the solo, like he does two or three times this twice, or rather this half stutter thing with the guitar. I don't know what else to describe it, but it's fabulous. I love it. Like this hesitation thing going on. Anyway, it's marvelous. So it's not as great. Like I said, it has some great energy, but it's not as great as Eruption / You Really Got Me, the first Kinks cover that he did, but I still give it high marks. I give it an 8.5 out of 10, and an 8.5 is in between great and very good for me on my scale. So high praise indeed. Number 2, Hang 'Em High, got a great guitar intro. The guitar is the best part of the song. Raw should be higher in the mix at times, it seems. I'm not sure why it's like that, but that's one of my criticisms of the song. It's a good song, not a great song. I'm sorry, I take that back. It's a very good song, but it's not a fantastic or amazing or legendary song. So I give it an 8 out of 10. An 8 is, for me, a very good song. All right. Next is Cathedral, a short instrumental, 1 minute and 23 seconds. There's nothing special here. Doesn't sound like Van Halen, not that it has to, but it's just too far removed from what, for me personally, what I expect a Van Halen song to sound like. And I think part of the problem is the next song as well. I give this a 5 out of 10. It's just nothing special. It's disappointing. Had this led into something a little different from what's to come, then I would regard it as better because of the juxtaposition in leading into something maybe heavier. Anyway, so that brings us to track number 4, Secrets. It's pretty awful. It's disappointing. The guitar solo is uninspired, and overall, it's just very banal, lackluster, and just way too tame for Van Halen. I give it a 4 out of 10. Again, had this been something remarkable and heavier, it would have provided a juxtaposition with Cathedral that would have made Cathedral, understandably why it is the way it is. But it doesn't do that. So Cathedral, 5 out of 10. Secrets, 4 out of 10. Intruder, the instrumental that leads into Pretty Woman or Oh Pretty Woman. This is just short of fabulous, slightly haunting at times. Almost proto-industrial type guitar from Eddie. Almost a semi-Adrian Belew at times. Has that hints of that elephant sound on Elephant Talk, or should I say Tony Levin, the Discipline album, right? It's really cool. I give it an 8 out of 10. I wish it was a little longer. Then you get Oh Pretty Woman. So right now we're at 2 cover songs on the album. Okay. Like the Kinks cover on this album, it works. It sounds like a Van Halen song. They take a Roy Orbison song and they make it their own. It so works. Okay. I even like the way that Roth sings "Mercy" better than Roy's, and that's high praise indeed. It's great. Roth is super convincing in his role as the person who is longing and pining over someone, and we experience his plight, and then we experience his joy as he sings, "Wait a minute, she's walking back to me," and the guitar is fabulous here. Guitar in this song is fabulous. I give this also an 8 out of 10. Next is "Dancing in the Streets." You have this god-awful disco slash funk slash electronica sounds that are just way too cheesy. There's a whoop, whoop, whoop kind of thing. This is a hard fail. This is a hard pass for me. Way hard. I give this a 2 out of 10. So this is close to, it's just horrible. I'll just leave it at that. All right, 2 out of 10. Next is Little Guitars, an intro, an instrumental to the following song, also called Little Guitars. Got some wonderful flamenco from Eddie here, flamenco nylon strings type guitar. It's fabulous. I give this a 10 out of 10. Too bad it's too short. Next is Little Guitars, the main song. The intro is just short of great until Roth starts chiming in, and then it's a falling off, totally falling off. He's singing "Senorita," and it's not convincing, and then he sings "Catch Can," and the way he delivers that sounds like a tube song that the name of the song eludes me. Dun, 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 dun. Talk to You Later. It sounds like Talk to You Later, the way he delivers that. It's just awful. I think it's a 4 out of 10 for me. Then we get Big Bad Bill of Sweet William Now. And this is Van Halen doing vaudeville. This is just horrible, I think. And here you have another cover song. It's just, I think it's got awful, 4 out of 10. Then you have the Full Bug, which I love. The intro is a little disappointing, but it's made up for that in spades because it sets up the heavy. It's a heavy song. You have the classic Roth, ow! Right, I didn't do that right, but it's that high, so sorry about that. Sorry for your ears, but he's got that, ow! Right, sorry, I did it again. Anyway, you have the classic Roth, ow. You have the classic harmony of Eddie's background vocals, juxtaposed to Roth's wonderful delivery of lyrics here. You have the classic Eddie Van Halen guitar, the classic Alex Van Halen drums, the classic Michael Anthony bass sound. It so gels. And you have the classic Roth charm and charisma all over this piece. It's wonderful. 9 out of 10. And in addition to that, you have some harmonica here that sounds very Led Zeppelin 2 Presence Led Zeppelin, Nobody's Fault But Mine. Very similar to that. It's a nice treat to hear that. 9 out of 10. And then finally, the worst song on the album, Happy Trails. Thank God it's only 1 minute and 3 seconds long. Another cover song. It's atrocious. This to me is a joke. You even have Roth, instead of the instrument doing the, ba-dum, 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 the horse clopping thing, he's mimicking that with his vocal cords. So it just doesn't do anything for me. This is the worst song, as I said, a 1 out of 10. That's very low praise indeed. It's atrocious. So if you add it up by the numbers, you get 71.5 divided by 12 is a 5.9, and a 6 is a fair for me, and fair I define as mediocre, average, listenable but ordinary, just okay, some filler present. A bit disappointing though. Some tracks may have trademark sounds at times, and at times quality of expectations are met, but not enough of those expectations are met. And then a 5 is approaching poor. In between mediocre and poor, a hybrid of average with some poor work songs here, poor quality. So a 5.9, closer to fair or mediocre, but it's still, because it's not a full 6, in between fair and approaching poor. So it's not bad, but it's not good or great either. So is it that bad? No, but it's not remarkable either. So there you have it, folks. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. God bless. See you next time. Bye.